Hi everybody, this is Trish from Art Journal Junkie. I'm feeling a little bit whimsical, so I've decided to do something a little bit softer, not necessarily my normal bright colored style, but nevertheless, I've really enjoyed this journal page. So I started off with some of my watery gesso. I find the gesso paste can be quite thick and tedious to apply to my journal pages, so I just use it in a tub and water it down somewhat. I love the soft colors in the Distress Paint range, so that's what I'm using today, applying them in a random fashion and using a baby wipe. Here I'm using a slightly wet baby wipe, and I'm just gently blending this into the background. I'll continue that with every color that I add. I absolutely love this paper. It's made by a local company. You can find them on www.patternpaper.co.za. I'll leave the link in the video description below. But it's a beautiful Basic Essentials card, and it's called Sheet Music Intense Teal. My whole family are musicians. Some of us are professional and some of us aren't, but we all enjoy music. Some of us actually also need to take singing lessons because we can't sing despite thinking we can. Anyway, so I love to incorporate music in my art journaling, and this page was just absolutely delightful, and I knew that I had to use it somewhere along the line. Using some white acrylic paint with a homemade stencil and a cosmetic sponge just to add some texture and variety to my background. Using the same stencil, I'm now applying a little bit of wisteria color just over a few of the dots that I had already stamped. I've got a lovely stamp with some beautiful butterflies and sentiments and words, which I'm going to just stamp in the background to, again, just add another little bit of dimension. Here I'm using a texture paste and a palette knife through a home cut stencil. And once I've completed this, I will allow it to dry very well before adding some color. Waste not, want not. It's very easy to just remove the excess paste from your stencil and pop it back in your jar. As this is mixed media, I'm using my Aquatone watercolor crayons just to add some color to the leaves, and here and there with a nice lime green color I am just coloring in the leaves. Now I'll just set this with a little bit of water and a brush, and then finally I'll end it off with a highlight of Faber-Castell PITT pens that I apply and then just blend in with my finger. I've traced out a couple of different sizes of circles onto the piece of sheet music paper in teal and cutting them out to make two little birds, a mummy bird and a baby bird. On a piece of cardstock and using a Sharpie and a ruler, I'm just drawing some thin lines, probably about 1 or 2 millimeters apart. And these are going to serve, once I've cut them out, as the legs for my whimsical birds. Now I'm outlining both birds with a Faber-Castell PITT pen in its brown, and just gives it a little bit of dimension and some highlighting behind the objects that I've collaged onto my journal page. And finally, I add my sentiment, writing in my own handwriting and embellishing it as I go. The last thing to do is just to add a little bit of archival ink around the sides of the pages in the distress ink peacock feathers, and there we go. My journal page is done. All that's left for me to do is add my stamp. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider giving me a thumbs up and also subscribing to my channel. That way I know that you like the work that I do, and feel free to leave any comments. They're always welcome. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope it's inspired you. And keep an eye out. I'll be bringing more videos to you shortly. Thank you, and have a really, really good day. Take care for now. Bye.